Hi, good day everyone. My name is Isaac Odunokwe. Welcome to Casworth Fashion. Like our topic say, fashion made easy. Like this is an easy way for you to learn how to sew. And I'm the creative director of Casworth Fashion. Today we'll be dealing on standard body measurement for female. How do you achieve measurement? For example, this is a dress that have been made. How to achieve this dress? Before achieving any dress, there are things you need to consider. The first step you should take is how to take measurement. I'm doing this for novice, people that are just coming into the fashion world, people that have the passion for fashion. So what I'm trying to say is that you can't sew any clothes without having your measurement, and you won't have the clue to sew a cloth if you don't know how to take a proper body measurement. So now we are starting from the shoulder point, then the chest, the bust, the shoulder to bust, half length, front shoulder to waist, which is also called the upper waist. Then we'll talk about the lower waist, the waist to hip, then the hip, the sleeve length, round sleeve, gown length, skirt length, nipple to nipple point. Now we have gotten everything you see here. How do we achieve this? How do we achieve this? I will come out on this to achieve this gown. Now I'm going to show you how to achieve this. So now I'll be using my tape to show you how to achieve a proper body measurement. Now starting from the shoulder point, now you have a client and you want to take the client measurement. The thing you need to consider first, the first step you need to consider is the shoulder point. Now the shoulder point for female, you're starting from the back point. You're starting from the back. This is the bone point of the shoulder. So from here to here now, you're taking your tape from this bone point. You make sure you calculate the actual bone point of the shoulder. Then you fix it. When you fix it, then what you get for your calculation from bone to bone shoulder. Now for here I got 16. So what you do now, you fix your 16 as the actual shoulder measurement. Now let's talk about the chest. The chest is from the nipple point upward is the chest, which you're using 3 inches from the nipple point upward. So the chest first to be from this happy point to here, which is on top of the bust. So you're taking your tape, you're putting it at the arm sky depth side, then on top of the bust to the other meeting point. So on this case now we got 15 for the chest point. You can either do the other way by going round on top of the chest, by going to the back, if you're dividing your measurement into 4, which I actually got 34. Then the next step now, we are proceeding to the bust point. Now the bust point, now you just have to take your tape and you put it around the bust. Now when you put it around the bust, you consider the nipple point, let it lie on the nipple point, and you hold it tight firmly. If you make it loose like this, you will not get the actual body measurement. So you make it tighter on the nipple point, so that by the time you sew your clothes, it falls on the nipple point. The cup falls on the nipple point. So now what I got for the bust measurement now is I got 35 for the bust measurement. 35. Now shoulder to bust measurement. Now this is coming from the shoulder point. From the shoulder point to the nipple point, that is what you call the shoulder to bust measurement. So now what you do now, you take your tape, you put it on your shoulder point, then you put your hand on the nipple point. By the time you put your hand on the nipple point, you ask the client to put their hand on their nipple point. By the time they put their hand, they will get the actual measurement for the nipple point, which I got 10. So I'm putting my shoulder to bust, which is 10. There's another thing we need to consider, which is the under bust, which we don't have here. Under bust. Under bust is where the cup of your gown falls on, like under the bust. Under bust. So what you're doing now, you're taking your tape from the shoulder point. After you've gotten your shoulder to bust, you take it. So this is the nipple point. You're coming down by 3.5. It depends on individuals. Some people, you might come down by 4. But by the time you come down, you dip your hand in down to the under bust. By the time you dip it in, you will get the actual measurement, which I got 13 for the under bust. Then let's talk about the under round bust. The under round bust, you're going around the body of the tape just the same way you did for the bust point, but you're going under the bust, which is here, under round bust, under the bust, to get a proper fitting. Then you hold it tight firmly, which I got 28.5. 28.5. So now let's proceed. Let's talk about the half length. If you're sewing a cloth, sometimes you have half cut on your clothes. So what you should consider now, you should consider from here to here now to the half length. How do you achieve your half length? You're coming from your shoulder point to the nipple point. From the nipple point, you go down to your under bust. From the under bust, then you're coming down by 3.5. By the time you come down by 3.5, this is where the half length lies on, which I got 17. Then front shoulder to your waist point. Now you're taking the measurement from your front shoulder to your waist point, which is the same thing as your half length. We have gotten the same measurement for this, which is the front shoulder to your shoulder point, front shoulder to your waist, which is the same thing with the half length. Then you fall to the waist point. Now the waist point, you're going around the waist, on top of the waist, which will fall on the front shoulder to waist. Now let's assume this is our front shoulder, which I showed you the half length, which I got 17. So from that 17, now you're coming round to get the actual waist measurement. That is what we call the upper waist, which is 27.5. 27.5. Now the lower waist is on the navel point, the navel. So now what you do, you ask your client to put their hands on their navel. By the time they put their hand on their navel, you put your tape, then you go round. Then by the time you go round, this is what you get for the lower waist, which I got 28. Now the lower waist is bigger than the upper waist. The waist to hip, you're actually coming from that your actual waist point. Let's say this is your half length. Then you're coming down. So the pointed part of the bust, let's say this is the half length. The pointed part of the bust, that is where you call your actual waist to hip, which I got 9. Then let's talk about the hip. The hip, you're going around the body on the butt point. So the pointed part of the butt is where the hip lies on. So you're calculating the pointed part, and the pointed part, that is where you fix your tape. Then you hold it tight, which I got 39.5 for the hip, 39.5. Then let's talk about the sleeve. If you want to take a measurement for a client, now the sleeve matters a lot. To get a proper sleeve measurement, you ask the client to put he or her hand like this. We have it on the catalog, we have it on our book, how to take a standard body measurement through Fashion Made Easy. By the time you ask the client to put their hand like this, so you're taking the sleeve, which is the short, the three-quarter sleeve, and also the long sleeve, which falls on the wrist point. So the same thing to the round sleeve. Now the round sleeve, you're telling the person to put their hand like this. You're taking this point, and the wrist. That is how you achieve your round sleeve. So now let's talk about the gown length. The gown length now depends on your client, where your client wants our gown to be. So you're taking your client measurement and you want to take the gown measurement. You ask your client, where do you like your gown to be? And if the client tells you, I want it to be on top of my knee or on the nape point, or what you do, you take your tape and you place it like this from the shoulder point. You consider the bust point, then you go in. After going in, you come down straight to where you want the gown to be, which I got 43. So the next step now, we are talking about the skirt length. The skirt length, consider where your clients want a skirt to be. Now I want to create a short skirt for my client. Now I have to ask the person, where do you like your skirt to be? Where do you wear your skirt from? Some people like their skirt, they like wearing their skirt. Some people like to sag, and some people don't like it. So you have to consider that, and that will be from the client. So now I'm taking my skirt length from here to the knee point where I want my short skirt to be. The length of my skirt, which I got 25. Then I want a longer skirt. Or in case I want to sew like 6 pieces or 4 pieces skirt. Or what I just have to tell my client is to stand as if you're wearing IE. So by the time you tell the client to stand as if you're wearing IE, or what you do now, you come from the waist point where the client wears the skirt, then you come down to where it is, and you get your actual skirt measurement, which I got 45. Then the nipple to nipple is easy. You just have to tell the client to put both fingers on the nipple point. By the time they put the fingers on the nipple point, then you take your tape and you calculate the distance from where the finger is to the nipple point. Now I got 7. So now this is how you achieve the front part of our measurement. Thank you, and we'll continue. I will show you guys how to achieve this simple gown. Welcome to CAS World, and let's continue.